Help me hit 7,000 subscribers. Support the video with a like and share your thoughts in the comments. I read everyone. Thank you. I still remember the morning like it was yesterday. I woke up to the sound of the alarm clock, sunlight spilling across our bedroom, and the soft hum of the city outside. My wife, Lily, was still asleep beside me, her head resting on the pillow in that way she always did, the way it made me feel like the luckiest man alive. 8 months into our marriage, I thought I knew everything about her. Her laughter, her quirks, the way she sipped her coffee while scrolling through her phone. But life has a way of surprising you in the most unexpected, sometimes unsettling ways. It started as an ordinary Saturday. I was scrolling through my phone, checking emails and social media, when a notification popped up from a group chat I had long ignored. It was from some of Lily's friends, people I barely knew, though I'd met them at her wedding and a few other gatherings. The message wasn't particularly alarming at first, just a casual "look what we found," with a link attached. My curiosity got the better of me and I clicked it. The video loaded. At first, it seemed harmless. A dimly lit room, party lights flashing, laughter echoing. And then I saw her, Lily, unmistakably, dancing on a small stage in the middle of a crowded room, surrounded by her closest friends. She was laughing, a little tipsy, wearing the kind of confidence I had never seen in private, the kind that didn't involve me. I froze, couldn't breathe. I replayed the video 3 times, trying to make sense of it. 8 months after our wedding, and here she was, performing like this, and I had no idea this side of her even existed. I sat down heavily on the couch, my hands trembling slightly as I scrolled through the comments on the video. Her friends were laughing, teasing her gently, and I couldn't tell whether to feel anger, hurt, or a strange kind of nostalgia for a version of her I never knew. For a moment, I questioned my memory. Had I seen this before? Did I know this part of Lily at some deeper level? Or had she somehow created a hidden life that I was only just now glimpsing? My mind drifted back to our wedding. The ceremony had been beautiful, filled with friends and family. A perfect day captured in every photo I had taken. Lily had looked radiant, glowing in her dress, her eyes shining with that familiar warmth that first drew me to her. We had promised forever to each other, and I had meant every word. Every late-night conversation, every small compromise, every silent gesture of love. I had believed it was real. And yet, here was evidence of a side of her that I had never been privy to, and it hit me harder than I expected. I tried to push it aside at first. Maybe it was harmless fun, something innocent that belonged to her past. Maybe I was overthinking it. But the more I replayed the video, the more I noticed little things that unsettled me. The way she leaned into one of her friends a little too closely. The way she laughed at some joke. A laugh that felt different from the one I had heard in the quiet moments of our home. The carefree, almost reckless energy of the room. It was intoxicating, and I realized with a sinking feeling that I had never been part of that world. I decided to confront my feelings before confronting Lily. I needed clarity, a moment of honesty with myself. I sat on the edge of our bed, staring at my hands, feeling a mix of confusion, longing, and a growing unease I couldn't quite name. It wasn't just jealousy or anger. It was something deeper, a fracture in the understanding I thought we shared. I loved her, I really did. But for the first time, I questioned whether I knew her fully, whether the intimacy I thought we had was complete, or just a carefully curated version she had shown me. And then came the guilt. Was it fair to feel this way? Shouldn't I trust her? Honor the life we were building together? But the image of that video kept playing in my mind, and I realized it wasn't about trust alone. It was about transparency, about the layers we reveal to one another, about the moments that build a marriage, unseen and unspoken, that suddenly felt fragile. I couldn't bring myself to talk to her yet. Not immediately. I paced the apartment for what felt like hours, letting my thoughts swirl like storm clouds. I thought of her smile when she walked down the aisle, her hand in mine, the whispered, "I love you," as we settled into the rhythm of married life. And then I thought of the video again, and a knot formed in my chest. What was I missing? What part of our life together had she never shared with me, and did it matter? I sat back down, taking a deep breath, trying to steady my racing heart. There was one undeniable truth. I had choices now. I could pretend I hadn't seen it, ignore it, and let life continue as it had. Or I could confront it, confront her, and confront myself, knowing that whatever happened next could change everything. I waited until evening. Lily came home later than usual, carrying her laptop bag and a small shopping bag from the market. She hummed softly, completely unaware of the storm brewing in my mind. I watched her for a moment, the familiar rhythm of her movements, the way she tossed her keys onto the counter, the casual smile she gave me. For 8 months, I had loved these ordinary moments, her presence, the sound of her voice, but tonight, everything felt different. Finally, I spoke, my voice quieter than I expected. "Lily, can we talk for a minute?" She looked up, eyebrows raised in mild curiosity, and nodded. "Sure, Ethan," she said, using my first name with that same warmth I had fallen in love with. But warmth felt like a distant memory now, a thin veneer covering something I could no longer ignore. I took a deep breath, trying to gather the words that had been spinning in my head all day. I saw something today, a video, from your bachelorette party." I paused, letting the words hang in the air. I expected surprise, maybe defensiveness. Instead, her expression shifted to a subtle recognition, almost as if she had been waiting for this moment. She didn't speak at first. I continued, my voice steadier than I thought I could manage. "I know it was before we got married, but it showed a side of you I never knew. And honestly, it made me realize that there are parts of your life you've never shared with me. Parts that maybe you never intended to share. And I don't know how to feel about that." Lily let out a slow breath, her gaze dropping to the floor. "Ethan, I didn't think it mattered anymore. It was my past. I thought we were focused on the present, our life together. I didn't hide it from you. I didn't expect you to stumble upon it." Her words were calm, measured, but I could hear the trace of guilt beneath the surface. I nodded slowly, processing. It wasn't anger, at least not the burning, uncontrollable kind. It was disappointment. Disappointment that our marriage, which I had imagined as completely transparent and shared, had layers I hadn't penetrated yet. "It's not that I don't trust you, Lily. I do. But I can't help thinking, if there are other moments, other pieces of your life like this, what else haven't I seen? What haven't I known?" She reached for my hand, tentative but certain. "Ethan, there's nothing else. That night was years ago. I was celebrating with friends, letting go, being silly. I wasn't hiding anything from you. You're my life now. This us is all that matters." Her voice cracked slightly at the end, and I felt a pang in my chest. I looked at her, really looked, seeing the woman who had chosen me, who had shared countless quiet mornings, late-night talks, laughter over burnt toast, and arguments over little things that now seemed trivial. I realized that I had been holding onto the video as a symbol, not just of secrecy, but of my own insecurities. It wasn't really about the video. It was about my fear that I didn't know her fully, that I couldn't trust my own understanding of our life together. And yet, as I watched her, vulnerability in her eyes, I felt a shift. My love for her, the love that had guided me through long months of adjustment, compromise, and quiet hope, was stronger than the unease the video had sparked. I squeezed her hand gently. "I know it was the past," I said softly. I guess I needed to see it for myself, to remind me that people have histories, and that our life together is about choosing each other every day, even with all that history." She smiled, a small, tentative smile that gradually grew into the full, radiant grin I knew so well. "Ethan, thank you for saying that. Thank you for understanding. I've been scared to tell you about some things, not because I didn't trust you, but because I wanted us to feel pure, untouched by past mistakes or embarrassments." I felt a weight lift off my shoulders, the tension in my chest easing as I realized that we had crossed a quiet, unspoken threshold. The video had forced a confrontation with my insecurities, my assumptions, and my fears, but it hadn't broken us. It had shown me the importance of transparency, yes, but more importantly, It reminded me why I had fallen in love with her in the first place. Because she was herself unapologetically, both in private moments and in her past. We spent the rest of the evening talking, really talking, about our expectations, our fears, and our dreams. Not as newlyweds 8 months in, but as two people who had chosen each other fully, with the understanding that life's pasts, messy, embarrassing, or carefree, didn't define the love we nurtured now. By the time we went to bed, the weight that had hung over me all day had lifted completely, replaced by a quiet, grounded sense of connection. And as I held her close, listening to the rhythm of her breathing, I realized that marriage, like life, isn't about perfection. It's about choosing each other every day, embracing the imperfect, the unexpected, and the unknown. And 8 months in, I understood more clearly than ever that I had chosen well.